Hi guys, today I figure I can do something a little bit different. So I wanted to do not my favorite nail polishes, but I want to do my most worn nail polishes. Well, first of all, you have to know that I have more than 500 bottles of nail polishes. The fact that I actually went back to the same polish twice, it has to mean something. So I think those polishes, they're most worn for me, even though they might not look like it has a lot of wear for you because, like I said, going back to a polish twice is a big deal for me. And the fact that I can tell like a visible difference from the top of the bottle, it's a huge deal. Actually, when I was looking for polishes, it surprised me as well because in my head, I totally didn't expect to see some of the polishes here, which is interesting. And also, I did not include any polishes from my project polish because I thought that would be cheating. I was, working on them intensely. So, of course, they have a lot more progress, but not naturally, not just because I thought of that polish in my collection. I went for it so many times. So I'm gonna go by brand. Let's start with this guy. This is like the most finicky one. I wasn't sure if I was gonna include it, but I was like, what the heck, I'll just show it to you. This is a mini bottle, so that's part of the reason why I don't think it really counts, because mini bottles, well, right, okay, this one is from Wet n Wild. It's in the color Through the Grapevine. I'm about right there. So I think that's probably just 2 or 3 times of wear, and I could wear it down that much. So this one is kind of like, I don't know if it really counts, but I'm happy about that. I probably would add this in my project polish next because I really don't have much left. I just want to go ahead and finish it. Then I have this color from Berry M. So I bought this one in Europe when I went there. The color is Mediterranean. It's such a beautiful duochrome pink gold. It's really unique and it's opaque on its own. I love it and I wore it a lot. This is where I am now, right about there. So you can see that this is quite a bit of wear. This is a beautiful shade. If you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend it. I have one bottle from Revlon. This is in the color Trade Winds. This one is the color Stay line, and I think this was actually a limited edition. I don't remember exactly how I got it, but I know it was kind of like from a magazine subscription. But this is where I am now, right there. So it's pretty good formula, not like the best nude out there, but the reason why I wore this so much, or I kept going back to it, is because this is like the perfect nude shade for my hands. If I were to go for a interview, and I would definitely go reach for this one. This is like my nude, I would have this on and it looks like I almost have nothing on my nails, but it's just the perfect color for my nail bed. I have 2 bottles from Sephora by OPI. I know this is completely discontinued. I actually don't like that many bottles from them, even when they were in the stores. So the fact that I kept a few, they must be like my favorite. The first one here is a coppery kind of glitter color. I like to use this as a topper. It's not a dense glitter by itself, like you cannot just do 2 coats. It would not get opaque, so I like to use this as a topper. This is where I am now. Those bottles are huge, so I think the fact that I wore it down that much, I must have used it like 10 times. So I'm pretty impressed by that. Also, I have another one. This one is Gunmetal Slate Gray shade. It looks like black, but if you look at it, it has a lot of like different colors, sparkles in it. It needs to be shaken up a little bit, but I want to show you where I am. So this is where I am now. I must have worn that a ton too, so I'm really happy about that. I know there is a dupe from Nicole by OPI. I had both bottles at once, but I realized they're exact dupes, so I got rid of that one. If you are looking for a shade similar to this, maybe try Nicole by OPI, you might have some luck there. And the color of this is If You've Got It, Haunted. I only have one OPI here. This is also a glitter polish. So I realized I have quite a few glitters here because, I use them for nail art or top of things, but I use them quite a bit. Like this one is actually what I have on my nails today. I just use it to top off things. This is in the color Let's Do Anything We Want. It's kind of a like light pink metallic glitter with a lot of matte squares. It's kind of unique. I like the look, especially it looks good with like pinks and whatnot. I used it so much I didn't even realize this is where I am now. About half of the bottle gone, a third of the bottle gone. I'm really impressed by that. Talking about glitters and light pinks, I have another one from Sinful Color. This is in the color Light Sprinkles, and this is where I am now. This is also a kind of just lighter pink color glitter. This one, the glitters are all matte though. It has like little matte white and light pink dots, and it also has white hearts. It's really dainty, so I like it. Also, it has a lot of like the clear polish compared to the glitters, so sometimes I have to use quite a bit to get the glitters out, so I think that's reasonable why I used so much of it. Then I have 4 Essies. So for the longest time, I really liked Essie light colors, and those are pretty much the polishes that I started with. So I wore them quite a bit at my like early nail polish days. Those 4 definitely all fall into that category. First, I have this light blue color. This is Mint Candy Apple. Everyone knows about this. I am about down there, so that's pretty good. I still really like this shade, so I feel I'm just reminded of it. I'm gonna try to wear it. Also, I have Bikini So Teeny. Of course, this is another classic. Everyone knows about it. I'm also about right there, so I've worn it a few times. I love this on my toes, not so much on my nails though, so I probably would take this out and wear it again since summer's coming. And this one I am actually gonna declutter. This is Who's the Boss. I love this color. This is lower than the other 2. This is where I am now. I've worn this a ton, but the formula just isn't the easiest to work with. It's a little streaky and not so easy to cover your nails. You have to definitely work for it, and I realized this is a dead-on dupe with Zoya Lake, but Zoya Lake is like such a good formula, so I just don't want to keep this around anymore, even though I have a lot of like sentimental ties to it, but I don't want to work for the formula anymore. I'm gonna toss this one right after this video. The last one I have from Essie is Like to Be Bad. This one is a wedding collection, I believe. It's a lighter nudie pink. This is where I am. And this one, it's good because it's light nude pink, but it's not very sheer. You know how those pinks tend to be really sheer and really hard to work with? This one is pretty opaque, but it's a little streaky though, so you still have to work for it, but it's better than a sheer pink. For that reason, I kept going back to it because I just couldn't really find a light pink that has like fantastic formula anyways, so this is my go-to. All the rest of the polishes now, they are all China glaze. I love China glaze. I do nail art with them a lot, so that's probably part of the reason why some of them are pretty low. So talking about nail art, this one is definitely because of nail art. This is white on white, and I am all the way down there. So this is just the white that I use for any sort of nail art. I probably have to get another bottle now. This is not very thick yet, but I know it will get thick soon because it's so low. So that's that one. And this one actually surprised me a lot. I didn't know I wore it so much. I know I remember this bottle. I know I loved it to death. And this is a texture finish. It's light pink with a lot of like metallic tiny little silver, teal, green glitters in it. It's so pretty. Can you see that? And I am all the way down there. That's crazy. This is like incredibly thick now. I tried to wear it maybe just earlier this year, and it was so hard to work with. I really didn't want to keep it anymore, but it's such an amazing color. I loved it so much. I haven't tried to put polish thinner in it. I've never done like polish thinner with textured polish, so I don't know if that would change things, but I definitely want to revive it and try to use it more. Then I have those 2 bottles. They are kind of the similar idea. They're just kind of like micro shimmer glitters. China Glaze does this finish pretty well, so I do have quite a few bottles, and those 2 just happen to be the ones that I wore the most. The first one here is Silver Lining, and it's just a silver shade. It covers really well with 2 coats, so I think silver is a very easy to wear shade, so I go back to this a lot. This is where I am now, so quite a bit actually. I'm pretty surprised how much I was able to use out of this one. And this one is called All Wrapped Up. It's a kind of like darker purple shade, and this is where I am. I also use that quite a bit. I like this kind of color a lot. and a lot of times I don't just want to use a cream. So this one is my go-to. And of course I have to have fairy dust. This one is actually my second bottle, so it's only up there, so I didn't wear it that much yet, but this is my second bottle, so that counts, right? I have two other glitter polishes. They're not really toppers, I don't think so. I wore them on their own because they're pretty opaque with two coats. First is from the Givers collection. This is in the color Boundary of Memory. I'm about down there. So this is a kind of like darker brown glitter shimmer, and it has a lot of silver, black, and bronze color. It's pretty unique. I like it, but it's very thick on your nails, so it's a little hard to work with. I might not even keep it around for too long. I have to try it. This one is so thick now. I have to add a lot of thinner in it. See, like it's not even running. So we'll see how that works. I don't know if it's still good to be used. That's a shame, but I remember I really liked this one before. The other one here is in the color Locomotive. I think this came the same year as a Givers collection. This is a fall collection. Anyways, I am down there. So this one is really pretty too. It's a lot of like black glitter with silver glitters too, but it has bigger size copper round or hexagon glitters. But it's just kind of like a dark black nail with a lot of copper glitters. That's what it looks like on your nails. It's really pretty, but it's also pretty thick and it's a little hard to work with. I probably have to use a lot of thinner next time I use it. I haven't touched it for a while now. It's not really the season for it right now. It's spring, summer coming, so we'll see how that goes. I hope it still works. I don't have to like throw away those two bottles. That's the thing, like for glitter polishes, they tend to last not so long because, you know, they just tend to get really thick and dense and hard to revive. That's a shame. Then I have this dual chrome color. It's called Want My Body. It's from a dual chrome collection, but it's not very dual chromy. To me, it's just kind of like a metallic shimmery purple shade. And this is where I am. It's very liquidy, very easy to work with. Two coats, it's opaque. You could use 3 if you're picky, but I used this quite a few times apparently. I didn't realize that, but I do like this shade. This kind of shade is very me, I feel, especially in the winter time. So I figure what happened is probably, you know, a lot of times I would just open up my drawers and see what polish I want to use, and I would, you know, grab something like this kind of color and use it and not realizing what I'm using. I guess that and also all wrapped up. They're like the same color family. This one is a metallic finish. This one is a micro glitter. So, you know, that's probably what happens there. And then I have one of my favorite pinks of all time from China Glaze. This is Sweet Hook. You should definitely try this one. It's such a good color. I love it. It's very unique. It's kind of like a lavender purple-ish kind of color. It's just perfect, and this is where I am, and I use this a lot. I use it for nail art too. I wear it on its own. It's good formula. This is like one of the polishes I would never get rid of. Lastly, I have 2 greens. I don't think I wear greens a whole lot. The reason why they're like fairly low is probably because I use them for nail arts. They are kind of like the true greens, you know, a lighter one and a darker one. Nail art do use polishes quicker. Anyways, the lighter one is in the color Be More Pacific. This is where I am now. I do like this shade. I wore this occasionally like on its own on my nails. In the summer, it's a good shade, and it's a very easy formula. It's not quite neon, but it's more like a bleached neon. It's bright though, so that's that. And then the last one here is Starboard. This one I am great. I just shook it up. I think I'm right there. I know I don't wear this kind of green on my nails on its own. It's just not very flattering on my nails, I feel. So this one is just mainly because of nail art and maybe purely because of nail art. So that's all the polishes that I'm going to show you today. Like I said, I have so many nail polishes, so I really don't go back to the same color even twice. This is just for me. Those are the most worn polishes for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.